welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions for this roundup of the 6th episode of US Survivor 50. And as always, I'm joined by Coach Drew. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I've got lots to say about the episode, but we'll get to it.
Well, a couple of things happened this episode. Just a couple. A few.
It's very, when we were talking about the traitors, how Alan had hyped up the dinner episode as like the greatest thing that's ever happened, and it ended up being like fine. And I feel like it's the same thing with this one, where it's like this had a week of marketing saying the craziest tribal that's ever happened,
the blood
all of
moon.
And I feel like in the first half it was fairly fun, relative, like the merge part, like the merge aspect of it was a lot of fun, and then it just wasn't fun anymore. And I think that this is what everyone thought the Zach Brown episode was. So everyone's saying, "Oh, Zach Brown's the." I feel like this was probably worse than that.
Oh
yeah,
right.
Yeah, because it's another swap. It's not even a merge. They just swapped again. It was a glorified swap.
That's true.
And we're going to talk about one of the boots, but like, you can only get. Cirie's the only other person that's been screwed that badly in Game Changers. Like, Genevieve was done. Like, they didn't even. I think that was the first one. Was that the first or the second? I can't remember. But it's like, yeah, let's get this out of the way, because we all know what's ready to happen. Unless her shot in the dark hits, in which case I think Devins probably goes home. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. The only, I don't know. And I've had time to dwell on it, so this is not recency bias. Like, I've had almost a week to dwell on this. It's like, I don't think I like that at all.
Yeah. Well, I think we had both Genevieve and Colby, spoiler alert, voted out without a vote. Genevieve's because of the shot in the dark, Colby's because of that situation and not going to tribal. And I think even with the shot in the dark, losing the vote, do you think maybe they should have it that you have a vote anyway? Or is that too powerful?
If it was the only way you could lose a vote in a game, sure.
Yeah, right.
But it's not. Like, there are all types of ways you can lose your vote now. So I guess no. I guess I guess yes, they should be able to keep their vote. But like, if it was reversed and there was no advantage, or there was no way you could lose your vote except for a shot in the dark, yeah, keep it like that. Why not?
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the start. Excuse me, I was still getting over COVID, but I'm better than I was last week. So we're dealing with Devins and Jonathan were left out of the Charlie vote. All of this stuff seems pretty irrelevant now.
Yeah.
After everything that's happened. Rizzo is stoked about Operation Bad Blood. I think this is a little bit of this going forward, the Rizzo edit of him being a contender, so to speak. I think that is important. That while D was a huge part of that, that Rizzo was also a big part of that, and it did kind of go flawlessly.
Yeah, it did, and I think, and we got a lot more Rizzo content in this episode, and I think that will probably continue until he probably gets voted out. But I think that everything that he was saying, it comes off as the right type of arrogant. Like, it doesn't go too far, and I think it's a continuation of the character that we were presented last season. So I'm excited to see, now that we've got this episode kind of out of the way, how, and because he was gone for basically all of it, how Rizzo is going to do now that he's back with everyone. Now he's back in the game, I guess.
We've got Danica, B4 Danicab here. I was not happy with how they did this 3 tribal councils. It would have been better to have a 17-member tribal, even if they did 3 vote outs, even if it was a ranked choice, the 3 with the most votes. Well, that's interesting. How do you think that could have worked?
Yes. It would have been way, because if you're going to call it a merge, make it a merge. Don't make it another swap, because that's exactly like, and in this swap, I don't know. I think during Genevieve's exit press, where somebody said that when she drew the rock, she looked right at Aubrey, and Aubrey just kind of gave her the look of like, you're screwed. And that was kind of it. There was, you think you hit merge, and even if they had done those first 3 people voted out at that tribal of 17, they don't make jury, fine. Like that's all right, sure, whatever, they can go. Instead, yeah, we have this, and it's, I don't know, it just really left a bad taste in my mouth, and it didn't help that I would say all 3 of the people that left, I was kind of like, no, I want them to stay.
Yeah.
Especially the Colby moment. The Colby moment was, well, I know we're going to get to it, but it was very wholesome when I left it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. You know, we're always out of order anyway, but, you know, that Colby tribal was a real tearjerker and I think a really good send-off. Do you know much about, I know there's been a bit of press around that he may have been medevaced anyway, and they did the tribal just as an honor thing. Do you know more about that?
Well, he said that, I guess he was told that he would have eventually been medevac. So they were, the girls were right in thinking, yeah, he's probably going to go. I don't know about if that was just, the tribal was just done as like a, I haven't heard that. I also don't feel like, I don't know, I feel like that would have been more heavily put out there, like in the news, like, oh, this was just a farce. But because everyone just loves talking now. So I feel like someone would have said, oh, yeah, that whole thing was fake.
We were going to vote coach, but we were told to do a Colby.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that would have absolutely leaked. Yeah, it was. I mean, I've been watching Colby since I was a small child, and
I know, yeah.
And you know, this is probably my second favorite version of him. And yeah, he played the whole game with no vote. Which
sucks.
Yeah, he was very wholesome the entire time. His whole 180 on Rizzo in the first episode was great. His interactions with Coach were what they were. And yeah, I've never disliked Colby. It was just more like when he got casted for this season, it's like, okay, do we really need to do this again? But honestly, I'm happy that he was back now that everything's said and done.
Yeah, I agree. There's something that US Survivor, I feel, does incredibly well, and that is a returnee season, bringing people out of the archives from 25 years ago. It's more special to watch than we expect. You know, it's really actually quite cool. Well, let's go back to the start. We see the beginning of it, I believe, and I'll see what you think. Do you think maybe the beginning of the fracture between Jonathan and Dee, and potentially how he's maybe more comfortable to vote against her, considering he was left out of the vote?
Yeah, it seemed like his he was very, especially when we get to later in the episode, but like peeved because, oh, last time I did this is how I was perceived, this is what I was doing, and I don't want to do that this time. I want to play strategically. I know I keep saying it, but so I do think that there's some of that kind of lingering with how the vote went, and like, oh, you guys kept me out of the vote, and everyone's trying to be like, oh, it was him and Devins, but like, hey, we just didn't know if you were going to say anything. So, and that's a part of the game. No, I know there's like a whole bunch. I don't fault Jonathan for going the way he did. I don't like the fact that he went the way that he did, but yeah, if people just went against you last time, why would you vote with them this time? I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it.
Yeah, I think it was an easier opportunity. It gave him a little. He was a bit more comfortable, I think, to then step away because of being left out of this vote. I think that was more significant than they maybe played it up. Yeah. That he kind of, the trust was broken, so he didn't feel as loyal, so to speak.
Yeah, and why would you? You know, it's a totally rational reason to not want to vote with these people. And obviously, I think that the fallout is going to be even bigger now that everyone is finally merged. I know that there have been clips already coming out, and it seems like there's a lot of pissy people. So I think that could lead to some fun first few episodes of the real merge that we're about to get. So it has to be better than this. It has to be better than this.
Well, we have the Mergatory begin. Everyone's on the same beach. Everyone's running around crazy. There's people connecting, information, everything goes public. Everyone is sharing info. What is still secret? I tried to tally it up. We've got Cirie's extra vote is secret still.
Genevieve never told anyone about who she sent the second idol to.
So Rizzo.
Yeah.
So Rizzo's idol is secret.
Well, no, it's not. Rizzo's idol's not secret.
Genevieve didn't know that Genevieve sent it.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter now, but like she was going to try to keep that secret so that it went. Yeah.
So when it went back to her, she'd. Yeah. Well, so Cirie's extra vote doesn't come up. So that would be just Ozzy, Rizzo, and Cirie that know about that because she didn't.
And they're a trio anyway, so
they're a trio. Devon's hidden fake idol, which I swear to God, if they don't,
it has to come back. It'll come.
It has to come back because if it doesn't,
because they referenced it again this episode. Like they're not going to keep that in the edit. If not, it's not going to come back.
You would hope. You would hope.
Jinx,
if he finds it at the reunion after after it's all over, it's like, oh, I had this, it will kill me. And we get an opportunity to see, again, Jonathan he chats to Stephanie, starts to build himself more into that honor and integrity alliance.
Yeah.
And if you'll allow me, this is where I see the alliances, right? Okay, we've got 3 clear alliances. And you've got to correct me because you're the expert in this. This is just what I think. Honor and integrity. Coach, Stephanie, Jonathan, Chrissy, and Joe. Now, we talked before how Coach sort of had a moment with Aubrey. Do you think Aubrey could be pulled into that honor and integrity alliance?
I think it's more likely she ends up joining up with Christian and Devon's because she thinks that's where, or she knows that it came from that duo, but she thinks it came from the wrong person. So I think I think she's more likely to go. I don't know what alliance you have those two in, but okay.
Yeah, well, we have the Nerd Alliance, Christian, Devon's, Emily, and Aubrey.
Yes.
They seem to very, like you said, very comfortably fall into place together this episode. So I agree with you. I think Aubrey is probably not as married to Coach and that whole conversation as the Nerd Alliance. And then we've got the New School Alliance, which is Rizzo, Dee, Tiffany, and Cirie. But we've also got this Ozzy, Cirie, Rizzo moment. We've also got a Christian and Emily Ozzy moment, and then the Tiffany and Aubrey moment.
Yeah, and I think that some of those groups obviously are going to have to come together early in this if they want to. Like, if of those groups you just named, I think the largest one would be Coach's group. And if people see that, they might try to, voting blocks, all that stuff from back in the day. Of like, this is put these groups together right quick. Let's get rid of one of them so that they don't have all this power, and then we can, move on and do what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Of all of those groups, the one that I'm most intrigued to see how they navigate the game is the Cirie, Ozzy, and Rizzo group. I think that might just be what the internet feels too, because it's the best of everything. I don't know if I messaged you this, but like I never thought that I would be an Ozzy person.
I know.
And I'm like firmly, I won't say I'm rooting for, like, he's in my winner pick, but like I would be very happy if Ozzy won this season. And I've never in a million years thought I would be able to say that. I think this is a perfect trio for Cirie, and I think this is a perfect trio for Rizzo. So, and then they all have their set. Like Rizzo has the New School thing that Cirie is also a part of. Ozzy's got his folks. We're at a point now where anything can happen, and hopefully it's not the anything of, oh, we're gonna split. If they split them up again at 10, it's like, okay, just stop. I I have been such a staunch post-COVID defender of the show. And I think that this past episode, I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And the Billie Eilish thing is like, dud.
Her name was said 3 times again in this episode.
It's such a dud, and I don't even care. Like, oh, I guess it's just a regular Idol now because Genevieve's gone. I mean, I guess.
Well, so it's not going back to Genevieve, and unless it goes back to Christian.
I guess they can't play it on somebody else still. They can't play it on someone else still, but like, whatever. Yeah. That's. I don't know.
I like the mechanic of it, of choosing someone to give a advantage to. I do like that as a concept, especially when it's across tribal lines.
As long as you get to have something too.
Yeah.
Because especially if you're good at finding things. I'm not trying to find, I'm still playing for me. Why am I helping all these people out? And like, especially this early. So like, she finds the Billie Eilish on episode 1, I believe.
Yeah.
She doesn't like, we don't get to her and Ozzy until here. And then you have to hope that Ozzy at some point goes, like, it's frustrating. It was a very frustrating episode.
Well, speaking of Ozzy, he is quite well positioned, actually. Yeah. Now that you sort of talk about it, because that New School Alliance, he's in with Rizzo. The Nerd Alliance, he's in with Christian and Emily. And I do believe that he could sweet talk Coach in the Honor and Integrity Alliance because he is part of the old guard. You know, I think if he needed to, he could play his cards with those guys as well.
I mean, I hope so, but I think we were purposely shown the moment with him and Coach in episode 2, I think, because it's going to lead to something, because it really hasn't led to anything yet because they haven't.
That's true.
So I do think that it's going to lead to something. Now, maybe it's leading to them working together, which was referenced in episode 1. But I think that the more appealing thing for an audience member would be them going after each other. Because once, like I said last week, of the 10 episodes they played leading up to season 50, I think 2 of them were from South Pacific, which is not a highly looked at season of the show. So why have that if it's not going to play some type of storyline? And it has so far, but I think it's going to really pay off as we continue.
Danica says, someone dropped the ball on this Billie Eilish Idol. They could have edited out the Billie Eilish part, just called it the Boomerang Idol. Can you imagine them going?
I agree. And I think the only thing that the Billie Eilish label has done is make people not like Billie Eilish, which like I have no opinion of her, so like I don't care. But if they just call
she's got to be at the reunion or something. Come on, Billie Eilish, you got to get the payoff for it.
But if it was just called the Boomerang Idol, it would be the same thing as like Do or Die, where people are like, I hate this. And now it's like, oh, fucking Billie Eilish doesn't watch the show. I'm like, okay, what is this? Come on.
The worst PR move ever.
Yes. And that's why I'm excited. I'm not excited, but like, I'm interested to see what Mr. Beast does, because they're not like, he's there, like he's putting time into this. And I want to watch this interview. He did an interview with Rob Cesternino, I think yesterday. I want to watch. Because everyone said that it's pretty good. Even like Mr. Beast haters have said that they enjoyed it. So
we've also got, I think, from the trailer for the whole season, there's a Jimmy Fallon advantage at some point.
Yeah, that's going to be coming soon.
So maybe he'll actually tweet, or not tweet anymore, but Instagram something out, some sort of recognition that his name is being said, but not Billie Eilish. And I say this I'm a huge Billie Eilish fan. I adore her, but it's like, you got to put something on Instagram, man. Otherwise it's weird. And I said that it was weird last week. It's getting weirder.
It's getting weirder.
Okay, so we have the exile twist. Everyone's searching for the clue, and Ozzy finds it. And bless Ozzy, and all the time.
He speaks it into existence.
Oh, bless him. I will never get tired of seeing Ozzy find out he's going to exile when he's so excited, like
No, unless it says I'm going to exile. But it was still a funny moment. It's very similar to when Tony got his extortion advantage in Winners at War. It's like, oh, I have to extort somebody. Oh no, never mind. Ozzy, I never find anything. What is this? Oh, I'm going to exile, but I get to pick somebody to go with. And obviously, with hindsight, I wish he would have picked Genevieve, but like,
yeah, well, that's right. We haven't gone back to the fire tokens, have we? That's a twist that's been left in the past.
I mean, the closest we've gotten is this boomerang idol.
So he chooses to take Rizzo. Do you think this is because he's spoken to Cirie at this point and she would have mentioned her connection to Rizzo, but he also mentions he's the odd man out. Do you think that was the best move for him to take Rizzo?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's a move.
Well, no. I think it's especially for that trio. If that trio ends up being the trio of the season, it's going to be this moment that, like, I feel like solidified it, because Cirie says it. She feels like she's in a polyamorous relationship with the two of them, and it's like, yeah, because. But now we have to make sure that they are good with each other, and I think spending time on exile and all of that will definitely help. I really want these three. Like, I think this has legs for the season if they can kind of. You don't have to worry about Ozzy winning all the challenges now, because you've got other people that can dominate in challenges now, that you don't have to worry about like Ozzy being a target because of that.
No, not at all.
Rizzo, like, he's out in the open about most of this stuff, and I do feel like people believe him. Camilla didn't ish, but she still. And then Cirie, once again, like, when she hits merge, somehow she's able. Like, this is the prime. It's like Sandra. When Sandra hits merge, you still try to get rid of her because you know what's ready to happen, and with Cirie, when she hits merge, you should probably get rid of her, and yet. Every time that she's gone home in the merge has been because of some bullshit. It's not really been because people rallied together and was like, let's get rid of Cirie. So I think this is a damn good trio.
Danica's just made I love this. They could have had cameos of the Survivor greats at the rewards: Boston Rob, Tony, Tyson, Sandra, Parvati, etc. I think fans would have rather seen that than celebrities that half the cast doesn't know. The Boston Rob boomerang idol, shit like that would have been fabulous.
It would have, and it would have been a better celebration of the show's history, because it's like, yeah, well, it's basically just Ghost Island. They've done really well with that when it comes to flashbacks. All the flashbacks this season have been great. I've loved that aspect of it. But keep it Survivor centric, and they haven't. And once again, it's. I feel like 50. Like, I'm still enjoying the season. Like, it's going to be better than Game Changers. It's going to be better than Caramel. Like, it's not going to be the worst returning season, even close. No. But a lot of the issues that people have had with the post-COVID era, I'm really started. Like, it's finally started to like annoy me, because it's not necessary. Like, yeah, Colby probably still gets voted out, but like the fact he spent 6 episodes without a vote is insane. The fact that we swapped twice this season, and both times we went to 3 tribes, because this was a swap. They swapped twice this season, and we went to 3 tribes both times. So we get robbed of watching certain people interact with each other. If you're going to do I'm not a 26 days versus 39 days person. I don't care.
No.
But if you're going to have 24 people, you might want to make the season a little bit longer so you don't have this. It feels like you're trying to speed run something. Because we're at what, 14? How many people are we at now?
14.
14 or 15?
14.
But we're at episode 7. I think we talked about this last week.
There's going to have to be another double.
There's going to, yeah. And I think it's going to be, once again, they're going to split into 2 tribes of whatever and do it that way. And we don't need it. It's very
well, exactly. And I agree with Danica. I think a reward being that you get to have a one-on-one with Boston Rob about strategic gameplay, or with even like a new era winner, Jam or someone, you know, have them in your camp, things like that, I think would have been more special for the fans. But maybe name dropping Billie Eilish and Jimmy Fallon and Mr. Beast and Zach Brown is about bringing in new viewers
moving forward. Yeah. And I'm sure, and that's a very diverse group of people. To like, you get the country music people, you get all of that, and Mr. Beast is clear, like, as far as he's on YouTube and more people have access to that than but I don't know, it just feels off. Everything just kind of feels off right now. And I think they'll right the ship, because we have a lot of compelling storylines moving forward. The Genevieve Aubrey thing is done, which sucks that it just kind of ended like that. But we've got storylines going forward that I think could continue the excitement, because the season has been, when things are happening, it's been exciting. It's just everything around it has not been.
Yes, I feel like it's been wonderful, but there have been missed opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah. Moving forward to the Applebee's challenge, as it basically was, and I'm watching in Australia. As far as I know, we have no Applebee's franchises anywhere in Australia. So I was just like, I don't know, looks good. I've never eaten it and potentially will never eat it, but
it's Applebee's is fine. Like, I enjoy Applebee's.
It was like 11 minutes of Applebee's.
They've got amazing drinks.
That big blue thing did look nice. Is that alcoholic? Is that like a margarita?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Applebee's back in the day, not even back in the day, just a couple of years ago, they would do dollar margaritas from like one time, but you can only, like, they had a cap of like 5. You couldn't get more than 5, and I was like, okay, cool. Are you serious? So yeah, Applebee's usually has really good drink specials, and they have great appetizer specials. But so I prefer this one over the Zach Brown.
That's true.
So. As a player,
did we need the entire spiel though?
We got Zach Brown, the whole thing with that 2 weeks ago. So why not?
11 minutes of Applebee's. Yeah, why not?
We got to make sure that everyone gets a fair amount of time. So if we're gonna give Zach Brown this many minutes, we got to give Applebee's this many.
But not Billie Eilish. Although if we add up every time Billie Eilish has been mentioned, I bet it
probably averages out to
we have the challenge. My highlight or low light was seeing old man Colby just, oh, bless his heart. And I saw someone put out on Instagram, can someone please check on Colby, because he's been concussed. He's been, the poor guy. I'm glad he's spending some time in hospital. I was when he left, I'm like, he really needs to see someone.
Can we please help this poor man?
What were your highlights?
I was actively rooting for Genevieve to win her group, because I knew she'd be screwed. And so when she lost, I kind of just killed my mood. Watching Dee, continue to, like, because she was killing it as far as the challenges were in her season that she won. Just to see that she's probably going to be a physical threat again this season. I think that Dee, I won't say she's a dark horse, because I do think that, like, a lot of people think that she could win again. But like, if she's winning challenges and doing what she's doing as far as social and strategic, I do think there's a big chance. And I think this is a good starting point of where that could eventually go.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a jump scare from Kimberly. Our group is the Gabon type. Because Kimberly says, My Survivor group never watched Cochrane's season and have no clue who that man is, but they remember him as a reward.
Ozzy,
when
yeah.
Ozzy's flashback of him popped up, everyone yelled Cochrane.
Yeah.
And Danica said you should watch that season. It was good. And
if you've ever watched, I mean, I've never watched Total Drama Island, but I've just Gabon just reminds me of what Total Drama Island would be if it was a live action show. Just based off of everything I've ever heard of Total Drama Island, I feel like Gabon is a great comparison to that. Yeah, Gabon is a time, and it was not something with Africa.
Well, I can't easily find any season before 20, so I was watching to get ready for your 50 episodes in 50 days, Drew. I was watching Heroes versus Villains, where I had Sugar. I love Sugar.
Yeah,
she's so good. And that's when I think of Gabon, I think of
Sugar, of the Sugar Shack.
The
Sugar Shack, yeah.
Oh man, no.
And DC getting lost before the challenge. They couldn't find him before the challenge. He had just fucked off into the woods.
Back when it was actually really dangerous.
Yes. You're in Gabon.
I love Total Drama Island. You should watch it when the show is over. My daughter introduced it during COVID.
I've heard, yeah.
Is that a show? I thought you were saying it was a euphemism for a Survivor season.
No. It's a cartoon where it's basically Survivor, but like as a cartoon. And
fabulous.
And they've done so many seasons of it, but like I've heard so much about it, and every time I watch Gabon, I'm like, I'm just assuming this is what Total Drama Island is, and I need to watch it.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the challenge. We get Stephanie, Dee, and Christian winning the 3 groups of 5, which we sort of guessed last week was kind of going to be the mechanism for the Blood Moon episode. We also had there was, Jeff set up this lore of the Blood Moon and everything, which
that went on forever.
So I guess sponsored by Billie Eilish, Applebee's, and the Blood Moon, I think must be some sort of sponsor. Anyway, so we go to the sanctuary. I just write things aren't looking good for Chrissy, which bless her heart, she turned that around, but that's just an aside.
That was a great, I got fooled, and I think it seems like a lot of people on the internet got fooled because I'm like, oh wow, she's laying down, and then she basically cuts a great promo where she's like, oh yeah, this is total bullshit, and we're gonna go after somebody else. And I you know what? Once again, I didn't like the outcome, but that was a great moment to watch her just change once she got in the confessional.
I loved that. And, I'm sad to see Camilla go, but it was somewhat satisfying to watch it from Chrissy's perspective. I know there has been some backlash on Chrissy.
Yeah, but we won't touch on that one. We won't touch on that.
But I definitely see it as her bringing in that honor and integrity, old school sort of alliance, and bringing that in and making that the point of just bringing in Stephanie and Jonathan, saying Jonathan's new school, but saying you kind of seem like you're playing like an old schooler. Yeah. So let's get old school about this and vote off a kid. And I kind of dug that when it was going on. And that's how I read it. That's how I read the whole situation, was an old school versus new school, grown-ups versus children kind of thing.
I don't know if it's grown-ups versus children, but I definitely think it's and it's so funny because there are fans, there are a lot of fans that hate boring gameplay of Borneo and all that. It's like, oh, they're just one big alliance, they just pick people up one by one. And then this season, all of a sudden, they're like, oh yeah, but it's fine now. It's like, how is it fine now? That you refuse to watch these older seasons again because the gameplay is so boring. They're not fluid. They just vote people out like this. It's like, this is exactly what this alliance wants to do. If you do understand, if they get Final 5, it's because they took out everyone from a dominant position and just kind of picked them off one by one. So it's weird how fans just kind of forget the stuff they already hate, but it's different now because it's like, no, it's not. It's the same thing.
Haters are just gonna hate. So it was satisfying to me, you know. I liked the turnaround for Chrissy, and as you know, I adore people who are over 40 on this show, and so when they can stick it to the kids. But that did leave Tiffany as the only one this whole episode who was left out of the vote. The only one who didn't vote for the person to leave or who had a vote.
Yep.
So it's strange to see Tiffany in a position where she's.
I mean, I think she'll be fine, especially because she's the only person that voted in the minority. I think that someone's going to pick her up and she's going to be on a warpath, and I think rightly so. So I'm not worried that she was the only one that voted wrong. Because I do think that there are enough smart people out there to be like, okay, cool, you're with us now, and let's deal with this. Who do you want to go after?
And I think I'm going to enjoy Pissy Tiffany. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm going to enjoy Pissy D, apparently. So,
oof, love that. Now, going over to Genevieve with Christian Devons, Aubrey, and Joe. Now, I have a question, and I don't know if I'm just brilliant or if I'm missing something. Genevieve attempts to campaign for Devons, trying to get Christian to flip. Wouldn't it have been a better idea to get everyone to vote for Joe? Because they were the two odd ones out.
Didn't she talk to? I thought she talked to Devons about. No, maybe not. Maybe Devons just gave a confessional where it's like
they were wondering if maybe Genevieve had something.
Yeah.
If I was Genevieve, couldn't she have not played up the maybe I have an idol, maybe I'm gonna play it, and go, look, it's just safer to vote for Joe. Joe, done.
Yes. But I don't think any world where Aubrey was going to not vote for Genevieve. So in that situation, basically, it's the same thing that it happens with Cirie, Emily, and Dee, where I don't know if this is actually what happened, but Aubrey says, no, we have to get rid of Genevieve. She's been targeting me. Then she has this alliance with, I almost called him Penner, but Devons and Christian. And it's like, okay, let's give her this. Like, we have to, because they haven't had to vote together. So let's solidify this. Let's give her what she wants. I think that's just the way I saw it. It was like there was no way Genevieve, her throwing Joe under the bus doesn't help anything.
But I think it would have been more likely than trying to get Christian to turn on Devons.
Yes.
When she said that, I was like, has she been so far away from everything that's going to have no idea that Christian and Devons are close? So to me, the easier option is to say, well, look, guys, I'm playing my idol tonight. Believe me or don't.
Aubrey did the same thing.
So, and then they would have gone, well, it's got to be Joe. We don't have enough to split. It's got to be Joe. Just like with Colby and Coach, they were an alliance, but they quite rightly saying, well, it's got to be the other guy. It's got to be they saw the writing on the wall. They weren't going to flip anyone in that alliance. They had to just throw the other one under the bus.
Absolutely.
So I think I am brilliant. And if I was Genevieve, I would have saved your girl, Drew. If I was Genevieve, I would have been, I have an idol. I'm playing it. You guys figure it out. And just see if they were going to call my bluff or not. Maybe play my shot in the dark. Maybe. But otherwise, just put a vote on Joe and just be like, my idol's coming out. And then when it doesn't, either they vote for her, she's gone anyway, or Joe, that would have been my Hail Mary.
Okay. I don't.
Brilliant.
I don't disagree.
Anyway, we go to the tribals. Anything that stands out to you from the tribals as being absolutely wonderful? Except the
No,
red.
I was gonna say absolutely wonderful. No, like I think I hated all three of them, and not just the results. Like Genevieve sitting there saying, Aubrey, you know what, like me and Aubrey just don't get along, and it's in the game, it's a part of it, and she gives her jacket, which is really nice, and all of
Yeah.
that jazz, and she goes away, and with the second, the I was very pissed off that Jonathan flipped, but like, wow, that's a fun blindside. We
Yeah.
got that.
It was satisfying.
And then the third one, it was we talked about it, but the Colby moment was very wholesome, and like everyone crying, like you got it. I think that was one of those moments where it's like this is a fun moment, or fun. This is a real moment.
It was nice.
Watching all these people be vulnerable. It kind of seemed like, knowing that everyone votes for Colby does kind of seem like Colby knew that it was like there was no way that he wasn't. But it was nice to see that was probably my favorite tribal of the three. Not even probably. That was my favorite tribal of the three. But like I keep saying, we should have never even been here. Like it should not have. If you're going to merge. If you're going to swap. Don't do this with what this was, and don't advertise it as the craziest tribal that's ever happened, or whatever the exact phrasing was, because it wasn't that. None of those. Which of those three tribals was like anything that we've never seen before?
Colby's, I guess.
No, but we have seen that before.
Yeah,
we have seen something like that before, and it's, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I dislike this episode more than the Zach Brown episode, just because I feel like it was so overly hyped, and it didn't need to like hit up here. It could have hit here and been like, okay, but it's like, oh, it's just another swap. Cool.
Yeah. So you're going to have to choose a new winner pick now. I know. Any thoughts?
No.
Do you have a top three? Do you have a top three that it could be?
Cirie, Ozzy, and Rizzo. No, I'd say Cirie, Ozzy, and Rick Devens.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Devens. I think he's well positioned to be there. But shockingly, Ozzy is in an incredible position. So I wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't be mad at an Aussie win. It might actually be a nice little bookend to the whole sort of 50.
Honestly, it would be. He did it on his fifth time, but like, people can't give him shit because they didn't give Rob. I mean, they give Rob some shit, but he got his fourth. But and especially if Ozzy and Cirie make it far enough where they hit, I don't know if they mathematically could hit, but they're 1 and 2 as far as days played. I'm fairly certain.
Right. Yeah.
So to see them just continue to push that streak going forward, something that's probably never going to be broken at this point. Like, I don't see anyone playing that many days again. It'll be fun to see them make it to the end.
Yeah, I think that next week, if we are, I think we've probably only got one person going next week. I think it's going to be someone from that Honor and Integrity Alliance. I think we're going to see New School and Nerd start to pick them off one by one. So it could be a Stephanie, or maybe a Coach. Maybe.
Let's hope.
We see a lot of Coach in the promo, so maybe he goes.
We're running out of time of Coach still being here. I thought for sure that he was done. Finally. And
can't get voted out if you never go to tribal.
Well, no, I'm talking about in this episode. I thought he was done.
Yeah, because, right.
Emily and Dee are sitting there like, yeah, let's just do this. And so when Cirie says what she says, it's like, no, what are you doing? Like, I understand. She's great. And so, but I've never been annoyed with Cirie through 5 seasons of the show. And this is my first time being upset with her because I'm like, why would you do this? Why do you hate me?
Danica's right. We need Coach to be gone, so our coach.
Exactly. We're running out of time.
Gosh. And Danica also says, if Cirie makes it to the end, she wins.
So I think she'll be out at 4. I think she'll be
out at 4 again. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We'll just have to keep watching, Coach Drew. Keep watching.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
I didn't like the episode.
I didn't mind it. I thought, change it up. It's fine. I don't know how having everyone just have 3 people going at one tribal could possibly work. So it was fine by me. But I do agree with Danica that I think the rewards being more Survivor-centric and history of Survivor-centric, who was that old dude that won Gabon? Gabon?
Dr.
Yeah,
Bob.
bring him back for a reward. Shit like that. People would have loved that. So make sure you subscribe for more nonsense and our Instagram as well. And also follow for our Survivor Australia updates. Is tomorrow the Mr. Beast episode? I feel like that would have been in the promo.
I feel like that would be in the promo. I feel like it would be in the promo.
Yeah. And also, thank you, Kimberly, for being here. She totally agrees. I can't remember what it was, but she agreed with you. Or he. Kimberly can be a boy's name as well. But yeah. So thank you guys for commenting. Thank you for engaging. That's awesome. And we'll see you all next week.
All right.